Korea's front page today isn't just an economic story. It's three policy stress tests running simultaneously. The government unveiled a 3% GDP growth target, its most ambitious projection in 5 years. President Lee questioned whether the 3 billion won threshold for ultra-luxury property tax is set too high. Small manufacturers are turning to Chinese AI platforms because domestic transformation costs average 710 million won, with government support falling short. The gap between stated ambition and on-the-ground execution is the real signal here. It's Wednesday, July 15th. Let's get into one of Korea's top economic stories today. Korea's government released its 2026 second-half economic management plan on July 14th, framing this year as the launch year for a 3-4-5 leap: 3% real GDP growth, 4% employment expansion, and per capita GNI approaching $50,000. That real growth target sits 1.1 percentage points above the IMF's current estimate of 1.9% for Korea in 2026. On the same day, two domestic pressure points emerged: a presidential signal on property tax reform and SMEs absorbing AI transformation costs the government subsidy system was not designed to cover. Here's what the numbers show. Korea's nominal GDP growth hit 12.3% in the first half of 2026, the highest rate in 30 years, driven by export recovery and price effects. The government targets real GDP growth of 3.0% for 2026, against the IMF's projection of 1.9%. Monthly job additions fell to 150,000 in the first half, below the pace required to meet the annual employment target. President Lee put the 3 billion won, approximately $2 million, ultra-luxury property tax threshold under review, calling the current level excessively burdensome. A survey of 14 SME cooperatives found average self-funded AI transformation costs of 710 million won, approximately $475,000, with government grants covering only the initial stage. 7 of those cooperatives are now evaluating Chinese AI platforms, citing insufficient subsidies as the primary driver. Trump announced a 20% toll on vessels transiting the Strait of Hormuz, adding a direct cost variable to Korea's second-half energy import outlook. So what does this mean for anyone tracking Korea's economy today? Earlier, we said Korea is running 3 policy stress tests at once. Here's what that means for the second half. The 3% growth target is credible on paper, but the IMF's 1.9% estimate and a monthly job shortfall both suggest the government is front-loading optimism. The SME AI cost gap and the Hormuz toll are unpriced risks that could compress Korea's growth margin before year-end. That's today's AI Prism, Front Page Daily. This episode was produced with AI assistance based on Seoul Economic Daily reporting and reviewed by a human editor. AI Prism is a Won IFRA award-winning series. We'll be back tomorrow.